You gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You wanna get in the light? You wanna see how bad it is?
It's not even that bad. All right, let's see it. Oh.
It's not good. This is bullshit. All this bullshit is gonna go. We're gonna do it. If I hate it, I can wear a hat.
All right.
Let's start with the man fuzz back here. Is everything off back here?
Yeah, it looks it.
We're gonna do the sides.
Oh man.
The sides. Let's go ahead and just get a sideburn in here. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh wow. Oh my god.
You still gonna do it?
How am I supposed to go back from this? Oh my god, dude. Oh. Dude, I look like the most backwoods person ever. I look like Hillbilly Joe or something.
Dude, you really do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's starting to not look so bad though. Like I can actually, I can kind of see.
Look at
it.
this. I got the mullet going. This is nice.
This side looks ridiculous.
Oh wow. I think we're done. Let's just keep it like this.
Yeah, looking nice. Oh my god, he looks like such a douche.
Quick intermission. Oh, I look like a sloth from the Goonies. Oh man. Oh my
You just,
God.
you looked kind of cool and now all of a sudden you look so weird. It's the home stretch now.
I'm still really happy I did this. Everybody has to try it at least once.
It looks painted on.
Oh wow. Oh my god. I need some sun. Alright, here we go. Oh wow. Oh wow. Let's just, here we go. Alright, the last piece. Fuck. Alright. Got some cleanup,
Yeah.
but I did it. Oh my god.
It actually
dude.
doesn't look that bad. That looks pretty good. You actually look like
Dude,
you would mug someone now.
I feel like my masculinity just went up. So I think the first time I sort of half noticed it was in high school. At the time, I had really long hair. I mean, like, down to like my shoulder, really long. I think at that point, it was already starting to thin out, but it was just so long that I didn't really notice. I was self-conscious about it, but it hadn't taken over my life mentally, not yet. I remember the big moment where it got really bad. My college graduation, my parents had got me kind of a pre-grad present. They knew I always wanted to go skydiving. It was great. I mean, skydiving was incredible.
Yeah.
It's awesome. However, my mom had paid extra in the beginning to have it recorded. So got that filmed, landed. It was a great experience. I would pretty much call it life-changing. It was awesome. They had a bar. And the guy in the beginning told me, the first people who ever skydive, if you go in the bar and have the video played of you, we'll give you a free beer. And so I was like, well, yeah, free beer. I had like just turned 21 too. So I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, video starts playing, the big screen in the corner. And here's the thing, that bar only had one TV, so I think they actually paused what was on it. I don't know if they were watching sports or something, but it immediately became kind of a bigger thing that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really anticipating how bad it was going to be. But anyways, I started playing the video after I made the whole short little announcement, like, yeah, this guy wants his free beer. Here's the video. I showed it. And then, this was also the first time I was seeing the video. This is like 15 minutes after I landed. And everything was fine up to where I jumped out of the plane, and it was like, whoosh. And like, it was so bad. Like, my hair was straight up.
Yeah.
And oh man, I looked and I was like that. It was the most.
That was the first thing you kind of noticed, was it? Like,
it was the first thing, and I was like, wow, that is a prominent M. I mean, that is something. The moment that scene started, I became super self-conscious about it. I just started looking around the bar. I was seeing if people had to have been noticing. I was just looking for reactions, basically.
Did anyone say anything, or no one said anything about? No one was like, "Oh, dude, like, look at his hairline," or anything.
I mean, I guess people were polite enough. They didn't say anything.
But you thought maybe they're thinking that or whatever, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I remember seeing a couple of girls in the back of the bar that were watching it, and I could see they were laughing a little. And I thought, well, skydiving's really, I guess, not that funny. So I'm pretty sure there's only one thing they're kind of snickering at. And I was like, yeah, well, that sucks. I remember that was a big kind of downward moment, because I just had this huge experience that I'd been wanting to do forever. And I was so psyched that I did it. And now immediately, because of my hair in that moment, I'd already completely forgotten about it. I was done with it. I was completely overwhelmed and overtaken by being self-conscious about this thing. And
wow,
thinking back on it, I'm mad thinking back on it, because it's like, wow, like I just did something crazy, and I was thinking about this. I think so stupid. I shouldn't have been.
It took joy out of that kind of moment, I guess, right?
Yeah, I literally stole my own thunder, like in my head.
So that was like a turning point, you said.
That was a big turning point. That literally the day after that was hat. No matter what, I was wearing hats in the summer, baseball caps. I tried getting those ones in the back that had the little vents to make it better. I was wearing beanies in the winter. I always had a hat. Thinking about even like the tiniest bit of wind, I was getting real self-conscious about it, just thinking. And that's really when it sort of became like a nightmare, because it had taken over my life. It was like all that I thought about a lot. I remember like the next summer after that, we had like a family reunion at the beach. I really didn't want to go. I mean, I could wear a hat, but I couldn't wear a hat like while I was swimming. That would look weird. And then, it looks even worse if your hair is really wet. I mean, just things like that. I was avoiding a lot because of it. I remember at one point I thought, okay, I'm gonna get kind of a long buzz cut. I was going to buzz it at like maybe a 5 or a 6, not just to kind of accept what was going on. I mean, I guess to me, it was like still long enough. I could still sort of hide it, but I was also kind of excited at the thought of being able to cut my own hair, be able to do your own grooming routine, that kind of thing. You don't need something like that. I remember I went to a haircut place for the first time. I remember sitting in that chair, and the lady was going over through my hair, and she was like, "Are you sure about this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, like, it's going to expose your receding line, right?" And I was like, yeah. I mean, I knew it was there, but again, just having someone acknowledge it still kind of sucks. And but I was like, yeah. So she buzzed it all off, finished it, looked in the mirror. I think I hated it.
Yeah.
Because again, I was so self-conscious about it. I still pretty much went back to the hat all the time. I mean, this has been a while. I mean, I'm thinking from like when I finished skydiving to where like I was just talking about, I think maybe that was a few years.
Right.
I would have graduated by now. It had gotten worse. I was just browsing YouTube one night, and I don't know how it happened. One of your videos showed up in my recommended.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact one. I got through the video. I watched the guy. He was in the bathroom doing it, and I remember at the end he just said he felt so much better and relieved. And I thought like, wow, he looks a lot better. Definitely, like that was definitely the move to go. Anyways, I got a really positive vibe out of it. I started really getting into the idea of taking a no guard to my head, or going bald. I knew I wasn't going to jump to a razor and shaving cream, but
Yeah.
just no guard on the buzzer, just
Yeah.
absolute zero. I do remember the one specifically that did it for me.
They got you fired up.
Yeah, I thought I could relate to it. And it's not like I watched his video and then all of a sudden I knew I was going to do it, but it was his video that I kept going back to. I was watching it a lot. I was like, this kid's story is great. I can relate. And like he's got what I hope I have, which is what he looks way better when he's done. So I'm hoping that's going to happen. And then I remember thinking, yep, yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to
got you excited to try it, right? Which is what it's about.
I was excited to try it. I was excited for that. And I was excited in my head for all the, what I perceived to be future benefits coming my way.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I'm not going to be self-conscious about this anymore. Basically disregard how I feel about it because it's not there anymore, taking over my life. You know, I'm not going to have bedhead or greasy hair or wind hair. I just started thinking of all this stuff that was going to make it great, along with the fact that, again, I was really excited about the thought of being able to just do it myself. I really like consistency. I talked to my roommate about it, and he was super supportive. He was like, yeah, I think you'll look great. He was actually, the one filming me.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, yeah.
He was like, yeah, that'd be super cool. I think you could definitely rock it. Then that Thursday rolled around. I remember the whole day, my heart was palpitating. Just at work thinking about it. I just kept going to visions of thinking of myself in front of that mirror later that night. It's like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And also I hadn't told anyone at work or anything, nothing, just my roommate knew it was going to happen. I remember just like trying to hype myself up because he hadn't mentioned it yet. And I thought maybe he was being polite. Like, if he isn't going to do this, I'm not going to throw it in his face if he wanted to back out kind of thing. So he hadn't talked about it. But yeah, I got up and then I went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and I hate the itchy feeling of hair and clothes. So I took off my shirt getting ready for it, and then I put my hat back on because I gotta have the hat even up to the last moment,
the last second.
Because it was that bad. And that's when I turned around and walked out, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna happen. He was like, all right. He whipped out his phone, and then afterwards I just remember feeling this huge relief. I was really happy. I did it, and I was like, you know what, this looks as good as I thought it would, like even a tad better. I was like, yeah, I like this. I could definitely do this.
I can do this.
It's definitely going to take some getting used to. Like, it'll probably be weird waking up tomorrow morning, looking in the mirror kind of thing, showering. I was like, oh, wow, this feels nice. I was like, wow, I'm literally squeaky clean. Like, it felt so clean. But just as soon as I did it, I started noticing just little benefits immediately. A big thing mentally, I just felt so relieved. I was like it's gone. The bullshit's gone. I remember literally calling it bullshit in that video, and that it's going to go away.
I guess that was a name you kind of using that word to refer to like all of the stuff that comes with dealing with it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like that and the thinning hair itself. This is bullshit. I guess I started sort of a new journey to accepting it. Maybe it was a month or two where I was in shock because of it, and I didn't know how just the public was going to react or whatever, because I thought maybe I looked too young for it, that kind of thing. Every other day or so, again, for another couple months, I flipped on a hat just when I went in public, but I would take it off as soon as I was back in my car or at home because it just felt so good physically not to have it.
Yeah.
And then eventually, all those every other days of being out in public, forcing myself to be out in public without a hat.
Good.
I got used to, and then eventually I just quit wearing hats altogether, like completely. And then I got way used to it, and I started realizing, no one really cares. No one cares that much. So I quit wearing the hats, and that's where the upcline of my mental, it started going way up, because that was where I was really afraid, because I'd already done it, but now I was out in public without a hat all the time, and I wasn't thinking about it. That was the other big thing, was I wasn't constantly self-conscious about how I was going to look. I felt better and I felt confident about it. So,
and I think a big thing with that is there's no exactly how you look. Does that make sense? It's like when you have the thinning hair and that, you're thinking you don't know how it looks to other people. Is it exposed? Is it looking bad today? Do you know what I mean? There's you're wondering like
Yep.
what the perception is. But when you just have a shaved head, like you know exactly how that
Yep.
looks, you know. So you don't. There's no thinking
Yeah.
like, how is this gonna be if I take my hat off or whatever. I think that's one of the beautiful things about it.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's just complete consistency. Like no matter,
Yeah.
like eventually getting the confidence, like I said, all those things added up to where I could be in public and not think about it and feel fine. I was still just buzzing it with a no guard, was doing that like twice a week. And I remember again at a point getting so comfortable with it that that's where I moved to the razor and shaving cream. And that's what I do now. And I love that. That is nice. That's
the
something
pinnacle,
else.
the summit.
Lathering it and getting rid of it. I mean, that is really consistent. I think that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, I guess that was the last piece of the puzzle, I guess, was obviously the hat thing. And I'm glad you said like eventually you just kind of edged towards, okay, like maybe you go 2 days now, like not with you wearing the hat, and then you're like, oh, need my hat. And then afterwards you just expand out of that comfort zone, which is what I talk about all the time. But dude, hats are a really dangerous, like slippery, they're such an easy comfort blanket.
They're so hard to get rid of. I remember so many days, you know, after I had done it, like going out to, you know, I just needed to go grocery shopping. And I remember really wanting to put on hats some days, and I told myself, no, like you're fine. You know, you look good, you're fine. No, nobody cares. Just don't wear the hat, just go grocery shopping. Like it's really not that big of a deal, you know, that kind of thing. And that's what I really had to force myself not to put on the hat. And just after a while, you know, I don't know how, but it got way easier. I just got more comfortable with myself. And but getting rid of hats, that's big. That's definitely, I probably would not do what I did because it cripples you for even longer, just immediately once you do it. I wish I would have just never worn a hat, just forced myself every day. I would have gotten way more comfy, much more quickly.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, you know, it all happens for a reason. I think it's good that you eventually got to that realization and kind of figured out, okay, I need to not be doing this or whatever, to be really totally comfortable, to not have any buts, you know, with it. Like, oh, I've shaved my head, but I mean, what that is literally is just exposing yourself to the, you know, when you wear that hat, because you're basically wearing the hat to think, okay, maybe someone's gonna like look at me weird or think I look weird or think I look old or whatever, right? And then when you wear the hat, you never get the chance to test that theory, you know. So what actually happens is by putting the hat on, you almost reinforce that belief that you have of someone's gonna freak out if they see me bald. So you get more and more attached to it, you know. And the minute you went to the grocery store without the hat on and nothing bad happened, that tells you the different story, the real story, you know, of like, actually, this is totally fine. The hair really, and what it is about, it's just like it's a point, isn't it? It's a mark in the road. And now you're obviously doing like a ton of other stuff. You know, you've got on with your life and you're living life and you've got other goals and everything you want to do. That's what, you know, that's who Nick is, right? That's like what you're doing. And it's like, that is made easier by the fact that you no longer have this big hang up over your hair, right? And it's just like, to think that in the future, like, think about other things that you're going to do and help people and whatever, right? Whatever it is you do. And to think by just sharing a story, like on your experience, and just talking about it, having a conversation, sharing that moment, like can free up another guy to get over his hair loss hang up and go on to do other good stuff. It's just better for everyone. Like, I don't want to get too like airy fairy on it and stuff, but that's, you know what I mean? Like, that really is the kind of impact that it has. And so I guess this conversation's gone full circle, man. And I can't thank you enough, man. I really, really appreciate it. I want you to know that.